morning, everyone. Another bright sunny day here in Texas. And I know everybody else is like getting freezing cold and snow and sorry. Anyway, I hope everyone's day is going fine. Whether it's the morning and it's starting out right, or it's like in the middle of the day for you and it's been doing well, or if it's at night and you get to watch this, and hope that your day has been wonderful. Anyway, so nothing particular to talk about this morning. For any of you who may not know, me and my husband just got done doing a 24-hour ration review. It was a homemade civilian cold weather ration, and it was finished up last night. And I only did eat when I was hungry, and I stopped when I was satisfied. But it did have breakfast, lunch, and supper. Well, normally I only eat 2 meals a day. So that worked out okay. He made sure that we'd done breakfast the day before, and then yesterday we'd done lunch and supper. But as it also happened, there was snack in it, and that's something that I don't do anymore. But because it was a 24-hour cold weather ration, and he wanted to do that because I told him I wasn't going to even touch it if I wasn't hungry. And so he had thought about us doing it today, and I told him, I said, I don't see eating those snacks as a meal. So we went on ahead and done them last night. And there was a little pushback on my body for it because I wasn't hungry, but I'd done it for him for the review. So it caused me to gain a pound, but I'm not going to let that bother me one bit. I'm not going to let that bother me one bit, because today is a new day, and every day is a new day and a new start, just like God's mercies is new every day. So I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. I found out something else about eating God's way, with just hunger and fullness and nothing else. I discovered that during the monthly cycle, there's not as much bloating. There is water retention, but it's not as much. Used to, like, my stomach would feel so swelled and miserable, like I'd ate a whole mess of food, you know, like I was over full. And this time that didn't even occur. That didn't even occur. I did take a water pill yesterday, and I only had one good urination. So that tells me that eating God's way with just the hunger to fullness and nothing else actually helps to control water retention when you are getting ready to start your monthly cycle. That's cool. So that makes 3 things out of eating God's way with just hunger and fullness and nothing else. 3 things. No acne, no cravings, and very little water retention. Those are 3 bonuses, 3 pluses. That's awesome, especially for me. And for anybody else who's ever experienced this, this is awesome. This is terrific. I hate having those ugly sore pimples. I hate them. They're disgusting. I don't like the feeling of the bloatation the first few days. And you know, the cravings was always murderous, especially trying to lose weight, and you succeed with like 5 pounds, and then the cravings hit and you give in to those cravings, and there goes the 5 pounds, and it feels like you've completely lost control. And even after you're finished with your month, you continue to eat as if you've still got those darn cravings. So yeah, those are bonuses that I am so tickled. So tickled. Great bonuses. Wonderful 3. Wonderful jewels. 3 more jewels to add into my treasure chest. I love it. So, yeah, I'm not worried about the 1 pound gain from eating the snacks for my husband's review. That was for him and for his effort in making this Code Red ration. Now, the thing about my husband, he is into watching MREs and stuff. He's into that. He loves watching people review the old army rations and stuff. And he has seen civilian rations for the Code Red and stuff. And so this was his idea to put together one himself for Code Red and for us to review it. And so he done a great job. He done a very good job. He had put in consideration that you would be out in the cold, or like if there's a really strong winter come through and like you lose power and whatnot. But really it more like considered if you're out camping, because, you know, if you lose power, you can't necessarily boil water. But, you know, like if you're out camping and whatnot, and you need the extra energy to stay warm. And so he had put that in consideration. Excuse me. So he did. He done a very awesome job. And the people who reviewed the videos are buddies of his that does MREs on a normal basis. That's what their channel is all about, is doing MREs. And they viewed it and they said he done great. So I will take the word of the ones that does the rations on a normal basis for their channel. They would definitely know if he done it or not. So yeah, he done great. So I'm fine. I'm fine. And I'm glad that we went on ahead and done the snacks last night. That way I don't have to worry about it today. You know, today I can go right back to normal. And I still, when we was doing the snacks, I still made sure that I didn't eat over capacity. I still made sure of that. I wasn't necessarily stomach growling hungry, but I didn't overeat on the snacks either. So, yeah, it's all done. It's all said and done. So, and from now on, I'm going to make sure that at least we keep within the guidelines, because he's trying to do the Ray down as well. He's trying to just stay within hunger and fullness. And I'm trying to encourage him to stick with that. So for now on, any rations that we do, I'm going to make sure that they're just single meal rations, and that way we've got a little bit more control about how much we eat and everything like that. So, but all is well, all is good. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. So aside from the 1 pound gain, and also discovering that there is no real extra bloating, because there is some bloatation, but it's not major. It's not major. There's just a little. So, you know, every bit of this journey of going through the hunger and fullness and not eating anywhere between or beyond, focusing on God, it has been so worth it to me. And not just for the weight loss, but for how much closer I'm getting to my Lord. I'm feeling more bonded to Him, so to speak. It's almost like how it would be when you've been married for a while, and, you know, like things are going well in your marriage and stuff. You communicate with your spouse and you grow closer with your spouse, and it's the same thing with God. My communicating with Him and reaching out to Him I'm feeling more bonded with Him. I'm feeling closer to Him. I actually feel more, what's the word that I would love to use? More like a personal one-on-one with Him than it just being my God and Jesus Christ who saved me. It's becoming more of a personal, seriously personal relationship, almost like He's seriously right here in front of me and I can tangibly touch Him, even though, I can't. But it's almost like how it's starting to feel for me, that it is more a tangible, personal relationship with Him than it's ever been before. And that's what God's looking for. He's wanting us to draw more to Him. He's wanting us to draw to Him to the point that we've got that personal relationship with Him. Similar to, David had a very personal relationship with God. King David did. Very personal. But the one who had most personal was Adam. When God literally walked the earth with him before him and his wife ate of the forbidden fruit. God literally walked beside Adam in the garden. And that's what God originally wanted. He wanted to be physically beside us when He created us. But of course, sin ruined that for us. So therefore, any relationship that we have with God the Father, it has to be on our part. Jesus was able to destroy sin, through His death and resurrection. He was able to obtain the keys of death and stuff. But the fact is, a relationship with God still depends on us. Because God, He's a gentleman. He's not going to push Himself onto us. He's not going to force us to have a relationship with Him. Even though we obtain salvation through Jesus Christ, He still isn't going to push a relationship with us. We have to draw to Him so that He'll draw back to us. He's going to keep on back until we draw unto Him, because He's not going to push Himself to us. We accept Jesus Christ as Savior. How much further will we go with that? Some people, and once again, I know of a few people personally, who has accepted Jesus Christ about 5 times in their life, and they still, more or less, they're not drawing to God. They've asked Jesus into their heart, but they're not drawing onto Him. They're not trying to have a relationship with Him. They're into their own world, their own fantasies, their own doings. And so therefore, the salvation of Jesus Christ is, I won't say in vain, but it's laying dormant. And all they would have to do is just literally ask forgiveness for what they're into and seek Him out and start drawing to Him. Right now, their relationship, they are not in an actual personal relationship right now. They're not in an actual personal relationship with Jesus right now. They've accepted Him as Savior, but that's about as far as it goes. And one person in particular that I have spoken to about it, they said that they know that they would go to hell right now if Jesus came. Even though they had accepted Jesus several times, they acknowledge that. And they're wanting to get into church. They're wanting to know more about God, but they're not acting on that. And so you can accept Jesus Christ as Savior, but until you seriously start seeking Him and looking for that personal relationship with Him, reading His Word, talking to Him, going to church or fellowshipping with people who are saved as well, you're not going to draw closer to Him. Your salvation is going to lay dormant. And He wants to have a stronger relationship with you. I have done things in my life, more or less being in my own world, my own fantasy, doing what I wanted. And I have allowed my salvation to be dormant several times. Even though on occasion I would talk to God, still my salvation was dormant. But since I have seriously started seeking Him deeper, not just for the weight loss, but for my life, I am finding to have a more personal relationship with Him. And the more personal my relationship is with Him, the easier it is for me to eat the way He wants me to, which is within hunger and fullness. The easier it is for me to find joy, the easier it is for me to have a good relationship with my husband, the easier it is for me to be able to find good in things. And God says plainly to think on things that are pure and just and lovely and of good report, and to think on those things that's worthy of praise. And so I'm finding it easier to find things that is worthy of praise, things that is pure and honest and true. But I have to keep drawing to God. I have to keep seeking Him out. I am finding in His Word every morning things that's refreshing. Now, right now I'm in the book of Psalms, and I love Psalms. I love the poems and the songs that was written out to Father through David and whoever else wrote the poems. They are refreshing, and they speak my heart as well, not just what they had prayed, but they speak what I feel as well. And having a very good, close relationship with God, there's nothing like it. There really isn't. You can have a great relationship with a friend, with your husband, with your sibling, with your parents, but nothing is comparable to a really good, strong bond and relationship with the Father. I was also wanting to show you, now this is going back to my journey to skinny, because, of course I've got to minister to you a little bit, encouragement towards seeking God more in your life. We can never seek God enough, never. We will never reach the point that we can't or won't need to anymore. Never. Sorry. I ended up with some nasal issues earlier in the week, and now my body's trying to bring up all that mucus. So, other than that, anyway, I was wanting to show you some clothes that I am looking to fit into at the end of my journey when I reach my goal. So I will be right back. Okay, so this right here is a bathing suit that I had bought about 5 years ago. I've only got to wear it once, and it didn't even fit right to begin with. But look at this. I love how this is made. It's got a ring in the chest. and a real beautiful gold flower on the breast. I love how it's made. It's got bead in the string, and it's a low back, you know. So you just had you have two ties around your neck and around the center of your back. I love how it's made. I really do. I love it. It's and it's possible it's even reversible. I don't know. Um, I don't remember ever reading that it was reversible, but perhaps it is. Because look here. It's possible this is reversible. No, because it's got the embroidery right here, the stitching right here. But I think you could, even if you wanted to. Except for the tags, you'd have to cut the tags off and stuff. But wouldn't look too bad like that either. But yeah, I really love this bathing suit. Like I said, I only got to wear it once. And it was still really, really small on me. I had to force it on me. So, yeah, I love it. It is it's actually a Missy 1214. But because it is a Missy, that means the 1214. It reads a large 1214, but because it is a Missy, you know, therefore it's even smaller than what it claims. Anyway, I'll be able to wear this. I'm actually going to get to wear this in the pool when it opens back up next summer. I look forward to that. This is the skirt that I am looking to be able to wear. It is a size 14. It's supposed to be a stretch, but it doesn't stretch all that much. Anyway, yes, I'm looking to be able to get to wear this. That reach out store that I talked about, where I had gotten that real nice shirt that I showed you, that they just give the clothes away. I had found this skirt as well. I loved it, and so I look forward to wearing that. And of course, these are the pants that I showed you prior that my daughter had got me from Walmart that was on a sale on a clearance rack. And these are size 11, so I look to get to wear these as well. And I'm going to get to wear these next year, definitely. So I look forward to that. And you have always seen me start wearing clothes that I had been wanting to wear at the start of 3 months. Like the capris that I'd showed you. I wore them again yesterday. Loved it. The Ellie eyes, I'm able to wear those again. Wonderful. And the sleeves on shirts, what used to catch like around here where all the flab is, close to the armpits, is now fitting very nicely. The sleeves are. So that's awesome. I am very anxious to see what more changes are to come by day 120. I really look forward to that. It is going to be awesome to see what more changes, what more clothes I can fit in by day 120. Who knows, that red and white striped tank dress with the little belly shirt that goes underneath it, I might actually be able to wear it by day 120. Who knows? I am anxious to find out though. Yep, changes going on, physical changes, body shifting. I am considering about going back to planks and push-ups again, but I'm not positive exactly when I'm going to start doing those. And as soon as the weather starts warming back up again, because I'm not going to do it right now where the mornings are so cold, and the mornings is the only time I can do it because hubby works, you know, so I can't wait until the middle of the day when it warms up. So when the weather becomes warm again in the mornings, I am going to go back to walking simply because I enjoy the walks. I enjoy getting out and walking the trails and stuff, being out in nature, enjoying the beauty of God's work, and having that privacy to be able to talk to Him. Even though I am going to be doing live streams when I do the walks, I only do about an hour long live stream, and then the rest of the walk is just me and God. So, yeah, I look forward to doing those too. And the walks isn't necessarily going to be for weight loss, but the trails where they have got a lot of resisting hills will be a lot toward my body shaping around my rump. And because, you know, I need to build my rump. I need to shape it. The planks is going to be for shaping my stomach. And the push-ups is going to be for strengthening my shoulders. So yeah, it's just going to be body shaping and muscle strengthening. I'm not looking to do workouts to boost weight loss, and just to shape my body and strengthen my muscles. That's what the walks are going to be on those trails. It's going to not only shape my caboose, but it's going to be to strengthen it as well. So, strengthening and shaping. Not to mention, I do want to have stronger lungs. When I was a child, my parents smoked, and you know, by the age of 13, God had delivered them both from tobacco use. And then my first husband smoked, so once again I was in smoke. And so, you know, I want to have stronger lungs. So it won't hurt one bit for me to do strength training on the trails. It just strengthen my lungs back up. So anyway, yep, that's pretty well it for today. God is awesome. He's wonderful. He's powerful. And it is so great to be able to serve Him. It is wonderful being His child. He is a blessing in my life, and I could never make it without Him. So I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.